This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, visit them at a Hamfest near you or call 920-435-2973 or online at pl-259.com.
It's Ham Radio with Neil Rapp. Here we go. Welcome to Ham Talk Live. Call in, let's talk. Neil's your guy. Ham Talk Live. Here we go on Ham Talk Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Yeah, it's a little early. This is a bonus mini episode of Ham Talk Live. It's Wal-Mart Parking Lots on the air for Thursday, April 26, 2018. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this special episode of Ham Talk Live. Later tonight at our usual time, we'll be joined by Carol Perry, WB2MGP, and Mason Matrazo, KM4SII, and we'll take your calls live. But we promised you to talk about Wal-Mart parking lots on the air, so we're going to do that for a little bit tonight, here a couple hours before the show. And before I start, I should mention that this is Plan B. We were planning on having a full extra episode on Wednesday night at 7 with some of the organizers of WMPLOTA, or as I pronounce it, WMPLOTA, and some portable satellite experts. Well, the main organizer of WMPLOTA came down with something on Tuesday and can barely talk. So we're going to reschedule that episode after WMPLOTA, when you'll have a chance to call in and talk about it too, and we'll throw around some ideas and see how things went. So we'll get a full episode of WMPLOTA going, but I didn't want to let this go totally unnoticed here on the show. So we're going to talk a little bit about WMPLOTA, and there's a story about WMPLOTA that I did on Amateur Radio Newsline, which comes out in the morning. So make sure you check that out over at arnewsline.org. But I at least wanted to get the word out about WMPLOTA if you haven't heard about it and get into a few of the details. So we'll get into how this crazy idea got started and talk about the next WMPLOTA weekend. Yes, there's going to be another one at least. We'll talk about all that when we do the rescheduled episode. And if it seems like the first WMPLOTA episode was a little bit rushed, well, that's because it was. One of the participants is retiring and moving out of the country, so everything kind of got put together on short notice, and so we didn't have time to work it into the schedule here. And the rules and everything just kind of got finalized yesterday. So we're still making some tweaks over there with the WMPLOTA folks, but rest assured, there's another one coming up this summer, so we'll have a chance to do another one. So the bottom line is, some satellite operators were looking for grid lines to operate. Now, grid lines are the lines that separate grid squares, and they count for both squares, so it's kind of nice because you can get kind of a buy one, get one free deal. And some of them discovered that a lot of those grid lines happen to run through Wal-Mart parking lots. And since they're wide open spaces, it's easier to point the satellite antenna and get a contact. And it's easier to get on the grid line exactly. So the phrase WMPLOTA was born, and everybody thought it was really funny, and it was a great idea, and it just kept growing. And so, yes, it is real, and yes, it's wacky, but it's just a fun time, and it's been so much fun to read the tweets from people with ideas about the special event, and the award list just keeps growing and growing, and it just sounds like a fun time. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know how much I'll be able to get in on it, but I'm going to try to get in on it and hope you can too. So as a result, Adam started putting together a website, WMPLOTA.org. And that website has been collecting ideas from people, and he's been setting some of that stuff up. And the public was invited to come up with some award ideas and rules for the event. So let me go through some of those. I won't hit all of them. If you want to read all of the rules and all of the bonuses, just go over to WMPLOTA.org. That's WMPLOTA, Wal-Mart Parking Lots on the Air.org. And you can read those. Now, the event or contest, whatever you want to call it, starts at 100 UTC on April 28th and goes through 2359 on April 29th. And the exchange on satellite is always call sign and grid square. Well, if you can, we're going to add the Walmart store number, and that's kind of at the discretion of the operator, but his time is precious on satellites. But the Walmart store number or the Sam's Club store number, Sam's Club counts also, and you can get that from a store receipt or from the online store finder. And we've got shoppers that are going to be the chasers, what we would normally call the chasers, that are going to go look for stations setting up at Walmart parking lots and Sam's Club. And then we've got associates who are the people who set up and activate those sites. So the associates operating from multiple stores are encouraged to exchange store numbers just so we can reduce the duplicates and preserve the satellite bandwidth. So exchanging store numbers just lets people know if and when it's appropriate to work an associate again for a new credit. Associates will identify as stroke Walmart, so that way you know that they're participating. Walmart neighborhood markets, and Sam's Clubs are all allowable for credit. And if you're a DX station, you may not have a Walmart. Now, some of them do. But if you don't have a local Walmart branded store and you're a DX station, you can activate the nearest local equivalent. But it does have to be portable. And, of course, you have to have a license. And you can be near the store. Now, a picture of the activated location has to be available on request, include the operator and a portion of the store, or at least signage or something, so we can tell that it's identifiable as Walmart. And you can even use a Walmart shopping cart if you want. And you can operate as far from a store as the store's sign, or as far as an associate can legally take the shopping carts. Please don't steal the carts, but you might pose them in a picture. Dislocated or abandoned carts found in the wild cannot be used, and they do adhere to the image requirements there that you got to be able to see those, and make sure that you return the carts when you're done. Operating shopping cart mobile is allowed, but you still got to have the verification. So. Oh my, this is going to be a blast. So there's some other things here. You get a point, a QSO point, if you get a contact with a shopper or another associate. There's some zombie QSOs. The Zombieland multiplier, if you get a contact through Oscar 7, the satellite that came back to life, you get 2 QSO points for going through Zombie Sat 7, and then you get a Zombie Apocalypse multiplier, 20 QSO points for each appropriate QSO made through the Zombie Sat PC Sat NO44. And it's really important that these zombie chasers always roll back the power, because that can mess up the satellites. So you got to watch out for those. There's some multipliers, the number of unique associates worked, the number of Walmart stores activated, number of passes with at least one confirmed QSO, different grid squares, different satellites, that kind of thing. Some bonus points. You get 40 points for being on a grid line, 15 if you're within 3 kilometers of a grid line. You can do a buy one, get one bonus. That's 20 points for anybody contacting an associate who's operating on a grid line in a Wal-Mart parking lot. There's a back to school bonus, 25 points for anybody who is currently a student, kindergarten through college. Some others, there's an Alaskan activator and shopper, also the Northwest Passage if you're in Yukon, Northwest Territories. None of it. There's some bonuses there. The Aloha for Hawaii. There's a Black Friday bonus, 5 points for a QSO made on Friday night. So when it's dark, when it's black, you get a Black Friday bonus. There's all kinds of things. There's a Good Samaritan bonus, 10 points for returning a dislocated shopping cart. And Wally's World, 10 points for packing up trash on green space near an activated store. And you can figure out your score there, and there's some awards that are going to come out. And the award levels, the express lane is 1 QSO, the checkout 2 to 4, your greeter if you get up to 5. If you work overnight, you get the overnight stalker. There's the Sam Walton Award for the most stores activated. There's regional manager, district manager, about how many Walmarts you are able to activate and contact. People of Walmart. I think somebody suggested that you had to get featured on People of Walmart to get that one. But what you're going to do for the People of Walmart Award is you do a selfie from the parking lot and upload it to Twitter with the hashtag WMPLOTA. And anything here that says that you tweet it, you got to use the hashtag WMPLOTA. There's MacGyver works at Walmart. You build an antenna from parts from Walmart to make the contact. There's Old Roy. It's a Twitter post from your operation with your dog. And then there's Old Roy with Roy. So it's an activator whose name is Roy, with the most Twitter posts of their dog at the activated parking lot. Special Kitty, it's the same as Old Roy, but with your cat. Straight Talk, broadcast the pass on your cell phone on Periscope, Twitter, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, something like that. And again, use the hashtag. Mobility, you get a QSO from a motorized shopping cart or a regular shopping cart being pushed by an assistant. There's the buy one, get one free Tabor Squared. You work Chris Tabor and Douglas Tabor, K7TAB and N6UA on the same pass. You get that award. Sam's Choice is a QSO with any op named Sam. So there's all kinds of these. And, you know, the ideas just kept flowing and just, you know, they're just funny things. And so this is a chance for you to have a good time and just kind of enjoy the craziness of all these award levels. And yes, it's a real thing. I see so many people say, oh, this must be a late April Fool's joke. No, it's not. It really is a real thing. So if this sounds fun to you, you can be a shopper where you chase the stations, or you can be an associate where you activate a Walmart or a Sam's Club. Just get on a satellite between 0100 Zulu on April 28th, which would be Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and 2359 Zulu on April 29th, which would be 7:59 Eastern Time on Sunday night. And again, the exchange, the call sign, grid square, and the Walmart or Sam's Club store number. And the final set of rules, again, WMPLOTA.org. And make sure you use the hashtag WMPLOTA if you're tweeting pictures from your operation. And please do, because that's a lot of the fun of this. So put on your PJs and bag some contacts. And if you don't catch this one, the next WMPLOTA weekend is scheduled for July 2nd, which is the birthday of Wal-Mart. And coincidentally, it's World UFO Day. Now, that's kind of strange because it's a satellite operation. So we're talking about stuff from outer space. So maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not. Who knows? But remember, when you're working satellites, running too much power can be bad, especially for those zombie ones. So be sure you roll back the power. Always. So that's a wrap for this special mini episode of Ham Talk Live. Be sure to tune in at our regularly scheduled time for our Dayton Hamvention preview. That's coming up in a couple of hours. And tonight features the Instructors Forum and Youth Forum with Carol Perry, WB2MGP, and Mason Matrazo, KM4SII. And for all of our upcoming guests, you can visit hamtalklive.com. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375. Hope to hear you on WMPLOTA this weekend, and may the good DX be yours.